Ladies and gentlemen, success is not built in a day. It is not a single grand moment of victory. It is the small, consistent efforts we make every single day. The key to transformation, to greatness, to a life of abundance and fulfillment is simple. Improve yourself by just 1% every day. 1% may seem small, insignificant even, but let me tell you, small disciplines repeated with consistency lead to massive results. The challenge most people face is they want instant change, overnight success. They wait for the perfect moment, the big break, the lucky chance. But life doesn't work that way. The magic is in the process. If you get just 1% better each day, by the end of the year, you won't be 365% better. You will be 37 times better. That's the power of compounding effort. Little habits, little disciplines, little shifts in your thinking done every single day will change your entire trajectory. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated over time. It's easy to wake up and skip the workout. It's easy to put off reading that book, making that call, writing that idea down. The things that make a difference are also easy to do, but here's the catch. They are just as easy not to do. The difference between those who live a life of excellence and those who struggle is found in their daily habits. Every day you are making a choice. To grow or to stay the same, to take control or to let life control you, to take action or to make excuses. Growth isn't about massive leaps. It's about consistent steps. Read one extra page. Do one more push-up. Learn one new word. Save one more dollar. Push yourself just a little further than yesterday. Over time, these tiny improvements will create a transformation so profound that one day you'll look back and hardly recognize the person you used to be. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be better than you were yesterday. Progress is the name of the game. Stay committed, stay disciplined, and watch your life change in ways you never imagined. Improvement is not about making drastic changes overnight. It is about taking small, deliberate steps every day toward a better version of yourself. When you commit to getting just 1% better each day, you engage in a powerful process of growth that compounds over time, leading to extraordinary results. The challenge most people face is that they overestimate what they can achieve in a short period and underestimate what is possible over the long term. However, true success is built on consistent, incremental progress. Imagine if you were to improve yourself by just 1% today. That change might seem so small that it is almost unnoticeable. But if you continue this process daily, that 1% compounds, and over time it leads to significant transformation. This principle is the same as compound interest in finance. A small investment consistently made grows exponentially over time. The same happens with personal development. When you improve a little each day, those improvements build upon each other, creating a ripple effect that extends into every area of your life. Many people get discouraged because they expect immediate results. They start a new habit, a new diet, or a new workout routine, and expect to see major changes within days. When they don't see instant progress, they give up. But the real impact of small improvements is often invisible in the beginning. The changes are happening beneath the surface, just like a seed growing underground before it sprouts. The key is to trust the process and keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. Consider the story of an ice cube. If a room is at 25 degrees Fahrenheit, the ice remains frozen. As you slowly increase the temperature by 1 degree at a time, nothing seems to change. The ice is still solid at 26, 27, 28 degrees. Even at 31 degrees, it remains frozen. But the moment the temperature reaches 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. That single degree made the visible difference, but it was the accumulation of all the previous temperature increases that led to the breakthrough. The same principle applies to personal growth. Each 1% improvement you make is warming you up for a major transformation. Small daily improvements also help create momentum. The hardest part of any journey is getting started, but once you take the first step and keep moving forward, it becomes easier to continue. Think about a train at rest. It takes a lot of energy to get it moving, but once it gains momentum, it becomes nearly unstoppable. This is why starting with small improvements is so powerful. When you begin to see progress, even in small ways, it builds confidence and motivation to keep going. Another key benefit of improving just 1% every day is that it removes the pressure of making drastic changes. Many people fail at their goals because they try to do too much too soon. They set unrealistic expectations, and when they struggle to meet them, they feel overwhelmed and quit. But when you focus on just a small improvement each day, it becomes manageable. Reading one extra page, doing one more push-up, drinking one more glass of water. These are small actions, but over time they lead to big results. Success is not about talent, luck, or intelligence. It is about consistency. The people who achieve great things in life are not necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who keep showing up and putting in the work every single day. They understand that growth is a process and that small efforts, consistently applied, create unstoppable momentum. When you adopt the mindset of improving by 1% daily, you are committing to lifelong growth. It's not about reaching perfection. It's about being better today than you were yesterday. With patience, persistence, and faith in the process, you will look back one day and realize just how far you have come. When it comes to achieving success, most people believe they need to make massive, dramatic changes to see results. They think they have to work out for hours every day, completely overhaul their diet overnight, or study for 10 hours straight to master a subject. However, this approach often leads to burnout, frustration, and eventually giving up. The truth is, success is not about making big changes all at once. It is about consistently showing up and making steady progress over time. Imagine a person who decides to get in shape. They start with excitement and enthusiasm, committing to an intense workout routine for 2 hours a day. For the first week, they push themselves hard, feeling motivated and energized. But soon their body starts to ache, exhaustion sets in, and life's responsibilities make it difficult to maintain such an extreme schedule. Eventually, they miss one day, then another, and before they know it, they have given up completely. Now compare this with someone who commits to just 30 minutes of exercise every day. It doesn't seem like much, but because it's manageable, they stick with it. Over time, those 30 minutes add up, and within months, they have built a strong, healthy body. Not because of an intense, short-term effort, but because of small, consistent actions repeated over time. The same principle applies to learning and self-improvement. If you try to read an entire book in one sitting, you may feel overwhelmed and retain very little information. But if you read just 10 pages a day, you will finish multiple books in a year, and the knowledge you gain will accumulate. Consistency allows you to build habits that become second nature. It eliminates the need for willpower because the actions become part of your routine. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for motivation to take action. They believe they need to feel inspired or energized before they can start working on their goals. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes depending on your mood, energy levels, and circumstances. If you rely on motivation alone, you will find yourself making progress only on days when you feel good, and that is not enough to achieve real success. The secret is to develop discipline, the ability to take action whether you feel like it or not, and discipline is built through consistency. Small, consistent actions also help you build momentum. When you show up every day, even if the effort seems small, you reinforce a pattern of success. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it is tiny, barely making an impact, but as it keeps rolling, it picks up more snow, gaining size and speed until it becomes an unstoppable force. It might not seem significant in the beginning, but over time it creates massive results. Consistency also builds trust in yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your belief that you are someone who keeps their promises. On the other hand, when you constantly start and stop, you teach yourself that your commitments don't matter. Over time, this erodes self-confidence. But when you consistently take action, even in small ways, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. Many people get discouraged because they don't see immediate results. They put in effort for a few days or weeks and expect to see a big change. When that doesn't happen, they lose motivation and quit. But real progress happens beneath the surface. Just like a bamboo tree, which spends years growing its roots underground before it shoots up suddenly, your efforts take time to show visible results. If you stay consistent, those results will come. The key to long-term success is not intensity, it is consistency. A little progress every day, repeated over time, leads to extraordinary results. The most successful people in any field are not those who make extreme efforts once in a while, but those who commit to steady, daily progress. Success is not a product of luck or sudden breakthroughs. It is the result of small, disciplined actions repeated consistently over time. Many people believe that to achieve greatness, they need to make massive changes all at once. They think success requires grand gestures, but in reality, it is the small daily disciplines that determine whether someone thrives or struggles. Every action, no matter how small, either moves you closer to your goals or pushes you further away. A few simple disciplines practiced every day can lead to extraordinary success. These disciplines don't need to be complicated. It could be waking up early, exercising for 20 minutes, reading a few pages of a book, or writing down your goals every morning. These actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they add up to significant results. The key is consistency. Doing something small, but doing it every day creates a habit. And once something becomes a habit, it no longer requires willpower. It becomes automatic. On the flip side, failure doesn't happen overnight either. Just as success is built on small disciplines, failure is built on small errors and judgment repeated over time. Skipping one workout, eating one unhealthy meal, or procrastinating for one day won't ruin your life. But when these small errors become habits, they lead to negative outcomes. The danger is that bad habits often feel comfortable in the moment. They provide immediate pleasure or relief, making it easy to justify them. However, the long-term consequences of these habits can be devastating. Consider someone who decides to save just a small amount of money every day. It may not seem like much at first, but over time, those small savings grow into a significant amount. Now, imagine someone who spends a little more than they earn every day. It might not seem like a big deal at first, but over time, the debt piles up and they find themselves in financial trouble. The difference between financial success and financial struggle is often just a series of small decisions made consistently over time. This principle applies to every area of life. If you want to be healthy, you don't need to follow an extreme diet or exercise for hours every day. You just need to make better choices consistently. Drink more water, take a short walk, eat a little healthier each day. These small actions done consistently will lead to lasting health. If you want to improve your career, you don't need to work 16-hour days and sacrifice your personal life. Instead, focus on learning something new every day, improving your skills, and showing up with a great attitude. Over time, these small efforts will set you apart from the rest. The biggest challenge people face is impatience. They expect instant results, and when they don't see immediate progress, they lose motivation. But success doesn't work that way. It takes time for small disciplines to show results. The effects of daily actions are often invisible at first, but they are always working in the background, shaping your future. The key is to trust the process and stay consistent. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who commit to small disciplines every day, no matter what. They understand that every action compounds over time, and they refuse to let small errors in judgment take them off track. The good news is that success is within your control. You don't need to make massive changes overnight. You just need to start practicing small disciplines consistently. Over time, these small actions will lead to habits, and those habits will shape your destiny. Whether you succeed or fail is not determined by one big event. It is determined by the small choices you make every single day. Every single day, you are faced with choices. Some seem small and insignificant, while others feel more important. But whether you realize it or not, each decision you make shapes your future. The path to success or failure is not determined by one grand moment. It is built through the small daily choices you make. You either choose growth or stagnation. You either take control of your life or you let life control you. You either take action or you make excuses. One of the greatest truths about life is that progress is always a choice. No one can force you to grow, improve, or succeed. It is up to you to decide whether you will take responsibility for your future or let circumstances dictate your path. Many people fall into the trap of believing that their success is based on luck, external conditions, or what others do. But in reality, your success is determined by the small decisions you make every day. Consider two people who start in the same place. One decides to read a little every day, exercise regularly, and work on improving their skills. The other chooses to procrastinate, spend hours scrolling through social media, and avoid discomfort. At first, the difference between them is small, barely noticeable, but after a year, 5 years, or 10 years, the gap between them is massive. The first person has grown in knowledge, health, and success, while the other has remained stuck or even fallen behind. The difference wasn't talent or intelligence, it was the small daily choices that compounded over time. The challenge for many people is that bad choices don't immediately lead to negative consequences. If you skip one workout, nothing bad happens. If you eat one unhealthy meal, your body doesn't instantly change. If you waste one day, it seems like no big deal. But the problem is that small negative choices add up. Each time you take the easy route, you reinforce a habit of inaction. Over time, this pattern becomes difficult to break, and before you know it, years have passed without progress. On the other hand, small positive choices may not seem to make a difference at first, but they are just as powerful. Waking up 15 minutes earlier to plan your day might not seem like much, but over time it helps you become more organized and productive. Spending 10 minutes a day practicing a skill may not feel significant, but in a year you will have put in over 60 hours of focused effort. Drinking more water, reading a few pages of a book, or choosing to be kind to someone, all these small actions build momentum, shaping you into a better version of yourself. One of the most important choices you make every day is whether you will take responsibility for your actions. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for where you are in life. But the moment you take full responsibility, you take back control. You realize that your future is not determined by your past, your upbringing, or external events. It is determined by your choices. When you choose growth, you take ownership of your actions and commit to improving, even if it's just by 1% each day. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone, facing challenges, and making sacrifices. That's why so many people avoid it. They choose the easy path because it feels safe, but safety and comfort rarely lead to greatness. The people who achieve extraordinary success are the ones who make the difficult choice to push themselves, even when they don't feel like it. They choose to work hard, even when no one is watching. They choose to keep going, even when progress is slow. The beauty of life is that you get to decide who you become. You don't have to be stuck where you are. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to improve, and to move closer to your goals. It all starts with a choice. Will you take control of your future, or will you let life pass you by? The decision is yours, and the power to change your life is in your hands. Many people never reach their full potential because they believe they have to be perfect to succeed. They think they must get everything right from the start, never make mistakes, and always perform at the highest level. This mindset often leads to frustration, procrastination, and eventually giving up. The truth is, success is not about perfection. It is about progress. The goal is not to be flawless, but to be better than you were yesterday. Perfectionism can be paralyzing. It makes people afraid to start because they worry they will not do it perfectly. They hesitate to take action because they fear failure. But the reality is that no one starts out being great. Every expert was once a beginner, and every master started as an amateur. The most successful people in any field are not those who never make mistakes, but those who learn from their mistakes and keep moving forward. Progress, no matter how small, is what leads to long-term success. Think about a baby learning to walk. When they take their first steps and fall, they don't stop trying. They don't think I failed, so I should give up. Instead, they get up and try again. Over time, they improve, their balance gets better, and eventually, they can walk effortlessly. Imagine if babies demanded perfection before taking their first steps. No one would ever learn to walk. The same principle applies to any skill or goal. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to take that first step and keep improving. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with progress is comparison. They look at others who are ahead of them and feel discouraged. They see someone else's success and think, I'll never be that good. But comparing your beginning to someone else's middle is unfair. The person you admire has likely spent years practicing, failing, and learning. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. If you are improving even slightly, you are on the right path. Small improvements add up over time. If you improve by just 1% each day, those small gains compound into significant progress. At first, the changes may seem too small to notice, but over weeks, months, and years, the difference becomes massive. This is why focusing on progress instead of perfection is so powerful. It allows you to stay motivated, keep moving forward, and build momentum. Another danger of perfectionism is that it often leads to an all or nothing mentality. People think that if they can't do something perfectly, they shouldn't do it at all. For example, someone who wants to eat healthy might have one unhealthy meal and then decide, I've already messed up, so I might as well give up. But this way of thinking prevents growth. One mistake does not erase all progress. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for consistency. If you make a mistake, acknowledge it, learn from it, and get back on track. Progress is about persistence, not perfection. Success is a journey, not a destination. If you focus only on perfection, you will never feel satisfied because there will always be something to improve. But if you focus on progress, you will appreciate the small wins along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you are growing. The key to making progress is to take action, even if it is imperfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start now, learn as you go, make adjustments, and keep moving forward. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who keep going despite failure. Life rewards those who take action, not those who wait for perfection. Focus on being better today than you were yesterday. Keep improving, keep learning, and keep growing. Over time, your small efforts will add up to something incredible. Success is not something that happens overnight. It is built gradually through patience, persistence, and continuous effort. The problem many people face is that they expect instant results. They want immediate success, fast progress, and quick rewards. When they don't see results right away, they become frustrated, lose motivation, and often give up. But the truth is, real success takes time, and the key to achieving it is to trust the process. Imagine planting a seed. You water it daily, give it sunlight, and take care of it for the first few days or even weeks. You might see nothing happening. But beneath the soil, the roots are growing, strengthening, and preparing for the plant to break through. If you stop watering the seed because you don't see immediate results, the plant will never grow. But if you keep nurturing it with patience and trust, one day it will sprout and eventually grow into a strong, healthy tree. This is exactly how progress works in life. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean your efforts aren't making a difference. One of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is that they give up too soon. They start something with excitement, but when progress seems slow, they lose interest and quit. They don't realize that every effort they put in is compounding, even if they can't see the results yet. The key to success is understanding that progress is often invisible at first. Small efforts, done consistently over time, create massive results. Trusting the process means believing in your efforts, even when the results aren't obvious. It means staying committed to the journey, knowing that success is a long-term game. The most successful people in the world didn't achieve greatness overnight. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders all spent years, even decades, mastering their craft. They faced obstacles, failures, and setbacks, but they kept going because they trusted the process. The road to success is full of challenges. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when progress is slower than expected, and when you feel like giving up. But these are the moments that test your commitment. Most people quit when things get tough, but those who trust the process keep pushing forward. They understand that struggles are part of growth, and every challenge they overcome makes them stronger. One of the best ways to stay committed is to focus on small wins. Instead of constantly looking at how far you have to go, look at how far you've come. Celebrate the little victories. Every improvement, every lesson learned, every step forward, these small wins build momentum and remind you that your efforts are paying off, even if the final goal still seems far away. Another important aspect of trusting the process is developing patience. In today's world where everything is fast-paced, people expect instant gratification. But meaningful success doesn't work that way. The greatest achievements in life require time, effort, and perseverance. If you rush the process, you risk cutting corners and missing out on important lessons. True success is not just about reaching the goal. It's about who you become in the process. Trusting the process also means embracing failure as part of the journey. Many people fear failure and see it as a sign that they should stop. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone to success. Every mistake, every setback, and every struggle teaches you something valuable. The most successful people in the world failed many times before they succeeded. They didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a tool for growth. If you want to achieve something great, you must be willing to put in the work without expecting immediate rewards. Success is built on faith, patience, and consistent effort. The process may not always be easy, but if you trust it, stay committed, and keep improving, you will eventually see the results you desire. Keep going, even when progress feels slow. Keep believing in yourself, even when doubts arise. Your efforts are never wasted, and if you stay patient and persistent, success will come.